new bacteria you're going to drink. You're going to reflourish. You're going to, you're weeding your pasture out, and then you throw good seeds on it, and you take the weeds out. And so the alcohol does that. It cleans the intestinal tract. The first 12 inches of the intestinal tract is where most of your absorption comes, and this is where it's clogged. And this is where black mold and different things need to be cleaned out of that thing. So your body, because the parasites there are very smart, they block you off from getting nutrition, and they get it all. They're very smart. So what do? You're smart now. You know 12 inches of your intestinal tract right after your cardiac sphincter, which is your stomach. You're going to clean it. And the alcohol, as soon as you drink it, what does it do? With activated charcoal, with MSM, with sodium bicarbonate, okay? And you can do ones with fulvic acid, okay? But there's all protocols. You don't ever touch fulvic acid to your teeth if you have fillings at all, because it's going to help dissolve the mercury fillings. It's going to go ahead and make them shiny. And if you open your mouth and look in the mirror and you have shiny fillings, you know they're off-gassing really good. If they're dull, they're off-gassing less, but usually they're pretty shiny on people that have any acidic foods or anything, because the acid actually makes the silver fillings, which are mercury, lead, and tin, over 50%, makes them shiny, which makes them active. And if you haven't seen the DVD, it's called Smoking Fillings. Okay, you need to watch that, and you'll find out that this is a huge problem, because you'll never be able to grow back your gut wall flora correctly until you get the mercury vapor you're swallowing all the time, killing all your good bacteria. This is why people can't get better. This is one of the reasons being why it's a hidden disease. So a lot of people, if you go to any cancer research clinic, not in the United States, I'm talking in Germany or Switzerland, Norway, okay, or Japan, you will not be seen until you've cleaned your mouth. If not, they're wasting your time. Remember, your gut wall flora control a lot of things. You have to rebuild that. Okay, so now we're going to get into... and this one's going to be on YouTube. I'm going to show people how to clean just a part of your skin, so you know how. So, Agatha, I don't know. Donna, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sandy. Sandy. That was close. Come on up. We have a volunteer that I volunteered. She didn't volunteer, but she did. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. Okay, remember, before you do the technique I'm going to show you, we're going to put that on part 2. We have different tools. Let me just go over the tools real quick. And you can see these tools are different. They're very hard. Okay, these are stone tools. Okay, and you can see, what are you going to do with those? Well, we're going to use them, okay, to be able to break the tissue that's below the skin to the muscle. And it's going to hurt a little bit, but we have ways to be able to make it so you won't feel it as much. Okay? And here's another spoon. These are not sharp. They're dull. Okay? And I'm going to show you how I use this on me, and it won't make a mark, but I'll just use it on you. And the way I'm going to use it, it'll make big stripes on you. And it just tells you your tissue. It's just a test to see if your tissue's healthy or not. And so that means you have to go a little bit at a time, more often, instead of really get it in there. Okay? One of the things I wanted to also tell people is niacin is super important for you guys to go ahead and get the histamine out of your body right now. Okay? It's very smart for you to take about 200 milligrams every morning when you get up on an empty stomach. It's something good for you to go ahead and start.
While we're fasting.
You can do it while you're fasting too. Remember, it's all an experiment while you're fasting. If you feel good, then you can go ahead and venture into other areas. If you're not feeling good, then you have to go ahead and hold the reins back a little bit because you don't know. So if you're feeling okay, remember, you're experimenting. And everybody's different. Be surprised how many people that are younger have more problems sometimes water fasting and everything else than people that are older, because it's not so much physical, it's up here. You can deal with it. You can deal with it. Right? And the older people, for some odd reason, they want to do this more. They feel that this is something, they've already tried a ton of stuff. And they figure, you know what, this makes bloody sense to me. Okay, I'm going to starve myself out, and all I have to do is be in power of my mind, and I have to get through at least 3 days just to be able to make it so all of a sudden, if you can hit the 3rd day mark, you've made it. If you can do 3 days, you made it. So anybody that's listening to this, okay, this is a big problem. Most people, they need inspiration to be able to see that it can be done. 14 days, 13 days, 12 days. I can only give her a hug because she's reachable. Okay, they graduated. Okay, they don't even know it, but they've disconnected so many different creatures inside them, so many different programs inside them. Okay, when's the last time, like I said, you went out in the sun and gave yourself, a full body, such and such? When's the last time you really cleaned your filters? And this is what you're doing now. And how do you clean your filters? First of all, you do stop putting garbage in it. And you're not drinking regular water. You're drinking steam distilled water. Okay, this is dry water. This is smart water. This is for detoxification. That's why we have it here. So you want to get a steam distiller when you get home, a good one. We have them on Earther Academy. Okay, don't get scammed by buying a cheapy because $80, $100, $150. This one's the best commercial one I've found. It's a 35-year company, and you want one that is a workhorse.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have it at home. Yeah.
You have that one at home?
Yes, I
It's
do.
a workhorse.
Yes, it is.
Okay? And every drip of water that comes out of it is pure H2O and it's dry. So when you drink it, people will say it's bad for you, but I disagree. Okay? I fully disagree. Remember, the best base water that you can have is distilled water. So you can put minerals in it, you can add anything you want to it, but it's the base and it's perfectly clean. Okay, alkaline water machines, remember, they're not as clean as you think unless you pre-clean the water first and then remineralize it so it could go ahead and actually separate the ions. And if you don't have the pre-cleaning system, it's not good to do that because a lot of the alkaline minerals are toxic. Okay? They're not just the good minerals. There's toxic alkaline minerals too. Okay, so niacin is very good to do every day. You're going to feel your head itch. If you want to, okay, you can also try doing this in the sauna because this will help bring blood to the surface of your skin. And if you get really red right off the bat there, it's because you have a lot of histamine. There's therapeutic layers on how to do this. Some people do 200 milligrams the first week, then they go up to 300 milligrams the first week, and then they go to 400 milligrams the next week. 500, 600, 700, up to 1,000 milligrams. Okay, and this is a therapy. Okay, so remember, it's all an experiment, and I don't take the high dosages. I've seen some people actually get into problems taking high dosages, so you have to watch it, because some people have massive amounts of histamine in their system. So you take it out a little bit at a time, and every time you get the flushing feeling, and take your clothes off and look in the mirror, and you'll see all these blotches all over your body. Look around, you see blotches on your butt. Okay, those are areas that actually are loaded full of histamine. That's why they got red. They got red, they let go of the histamine, and they flushed it in new blood. So that's good, because it's pushing out toxicity. Okay, so I just want to make sure that everybody sees. Remember, the supplements are not necessary really to take for most things. What you really trying to do is get silica in your body, trying to get a multitude of ionic minerals. Magnesium you rub on your skin with the minerals. Remember, you feed your skin. It's not just feeding it through your mouth. And you really have to, if you want your skin to regenerate, remember, if you want it to shrink, clean it, and you go lay out in the sun, and the sun will shrink wrap it. If you go out in the sun without it cleaning, and you clean it before you go out in the sun, even if you did it 3 days before, really scrub it, okay, until the body becomes clean, okay, then you don't need to go ahead and really scrub it if you want to, because you've already got most of the stuff up. What you do is you put coconut oil on, then you put the magnesium on, silica, and now you're conductive for the sun. And then as you do, all of the oil soaks into your skin. So you're actually eating oil through your skin too. You're eating the minerals through your skin, and the sun lets you do it. It diffuses it in. And remember, the sun's got information. The sun is helping you reorganize your electrical field. It's not just sun. Remember, it's plasma, and plasma has information for everybody because everything is plasma. And so that's why laying out in the sun is not important. It's essential if you want to regenerate. Okay, so what we're going to use, first protocol, and we'll go through the physical protocols on part 2, but the first protocol, everybody can learn on YouTube, is got to clean your skin. There are billions of passengers that live on your skin. Billions. They live in your pore, they live on the skin, and if you burn, it's only because what lives on your skin is burning. And once you wipe them off, you don't burn them. You'll get red, but you won't burn. You won't peel either. If you peel, it's because what lived on top of your skin doesn't like the UV. The UV was burning it because it's not wiping off with soap. Okay? It's burning the microbes that live in the skin because they're not on the skin. They're in the skin. Okay? They migrate into the skin tissue. Okay, these are very smart little microbes, sort of like holding on for dear life. Okay, so what we're going to do with Agatha, let's go over this way. Should zero that in pretty good too. Okay, so we've got a combination in here. This is, I like getting the vodka from Costco because it's cheap, $13.99, $15, whatever it is. Okay, and it's 6 times distilled. And then these bottles are great to put your steam distilled water in, okay? They're great to be able to not throw out because you can make ferments in here. You can do a lot of stuff with these, and they're good bottles. Now, again, the alcohol by itself is too dry. So everybody just look up how to make this solution. And it does have MSM. It does have sodium bicarbonate. It does have minerals, silica, okay? You can put diatomaceous earth in there. You can add very minimal amounts of things in here, but I like to at least add those, okay? And they're very cheap to buy. They're not expensive. And again, if you were going to drink this, you drink it on an empty stomach, and then you wash it down with water. And you can go ahead and pour a little bit and add half a teaspoon of activated charcoal for each time, because that'll also go ahead and absorb toxicity. So anytime you use it, all you do is give it a good shake. And then when you use the alcohol, and we got a nice little clean rag here, some turmeric stains, and I make it so it's pretty wet. Okay? And then first thing we're going to do is we're just going to sort of rub it on her arm like this.
I'm ready.
And I want to feel her skin to see if it's got little bumps on it. Okay, it's got little tiny bumps right here. Okay, those are parasites that live underneath your skin. People go, they're not parasites. Any pimple is a globule colony of some stuff that lives under the skin. And so what this does, what does it do? This is napalm. This burns everybody that's living in there. And it's miraculous, okay? It takes about 2 months to make your skin so it has nothing living on it and or on it. Okay, so the first thing is just sort of let it soak in like this. And a lot of times what I like to do is I have like a sponge that holds on, because you want to make it so you can see it. I usually do it different on me because I can put it on easier and make it. So I put it on like that and let it soak in. Okay, remember, this is like napalm. You take alcohol and you take a fly and you put 1 drop in front of its face. It dies in a second because it can't breathe. It can't breathe. Fill this rag with alcohol and try to breathe through it. You'll lock your lungs up. Okay? So this is very important so you understand. This is napalm. Napalm is like the stuff they used to go ahead and spray, remember, in Vietnam. Okay? It burns things. And it doesn't burn you unless you have cuts. So if you had a cut, ouch a little bit. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add, remember, you want to use a lot of alcohol. You don't want to be dry on this. So I've got a decent amount. And now what I'm going to use, I'm going to use my fingertips just like this. Like if I was scratching her, and I can feel those little bumps with your hand. You can't see them though. Your skin's super smooth. Ooh, there's little bumpies in there. Okay, and I take her into the sauna one time and they're all gone because we'll scrape them off. But remember, we're not doing the skin on this, but we're going to work the skin. This is what we're going to work. Look, this tissue. Ouch. Okay? And you can see that the tissue here is solid. Go ahead and pinch that pretty good right there. Okay, and that's not her muscle. So if you pinch on me, pinch mine. No, that's muscle. Remember, it's the skin to the muscle. Okay, now let's just do yours at the bicep. Okay, look, the skin's right here. That's the skin. The muscle's under there, and we're pulling, not the muscle, that's between the skin and the muscle. Now roll that back and forth, and you'll feel little balls, and it's sore, isn't it? Really rolling in there. You'll feel balls of plastic, balls of crystals. Okay, look like a coral reef. I didn't bring mine up here, but they look just like this. Big crystal. Think of this crystal inside here, and they're sharp, and they hurt when you push on them because it's not pushing on this. These crystals are pushing into the other tissue, and it cuts it. That's what gives you the bruise. That's why I have to use the solvents to go ahead and soften this stuff up. If not, you're not going to do it because it hurts too much.
And it appears as cellulite?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cellulite, that's a German doctor that made up this thing that when you turn around and you squeeze your cheeks like this, you see all these little bumps.
You don't need to squeeze.
So what that is, these are colonies of microbes that are growing in different areas, okay? And one grows here as a little house. It's got its dome, and another one, and there's a bridge in between. So this is this bumpy look. I used to have it on the side of my waist, and that was one of the, I was 40 pounds heavier. It used to be 175. I'm 135 right now. Okay? So, and this is like the best thing I've ever done in my life because I'm only 100. I'm light. Okay, I feel like I'm 18 years old. I can stretch. I can do the splits straight down. Okay, and I don't feel like I'm 56. I'm better than I was when I was 18 because I hurt my back and broke my back when I was younger. Okay, so I couldn't even sit cross-legged. Instead of being able to sit lotus. I could never even sit simple Indian style cross-legged. My legs wouldn't let me. My hips. I remember the PE teacher. Kasar, I want you to sit cross-legged. I said, I can't. My back hurts. I want you to do 2 laps around here. Don't you ever go ahead and tell me you're wrong. Well, this is the old days, remember? Okay, that was a long time ago. Now, hey, the teacher get in trouble. Why? Oh, you're anti-Semitic. You're doing that because I'm doing. Okay, so again, what we're going to do, I'm going to use my fingertips. Let's get closer to the camera here. Okay, and I wanted to show you, look, this tissue's thick. And you want to do a test first to see how hard it is. And if she worked on this in 2 weeks, this would be way softer. It's not going to maybe get any thinner, but it's going to feel more like jelly versus that's really hard right there. And as it's hard, look, it hurts when you pinch it. It hurts. And we're not even doing, down in the waist down here, any of these tissues that don't move so much, they hurt. Okay, so I'm not pinching her, remember. Even though she feels this pain, I'm not pinching her. I'm pinching what lives inside her that has intertwined itself in her nervous system. So I'm pinching her, and she says, ouch, don't hurt me. And I say, well, it's really not hurting you. It's hurting what's living inside you, and it's telling you, don't bloody pinch me. Remember, you have to use your head on this kind of stuff. It's not you. But when you do push on it, it hurts you. And you have to realize, when you look in the mirror, take your clothes and you look in the mirror, okay? And you say, that's not all me. I know. But it lives inside you, and it's stolen a part of your nervous system, and it's very smart. Because if you hurt it, and you don't know that it's stealing your nervous system, then you think that it's not, well, it's, of course, can't be something living inside you. You think it's you. But in reality, it's something that's living inside you. Okay, so same thing. We're going to use the fingertips, and you want to trim your fingernails down. You can see my fingernails are not big, okay? They're small. And somebody's cooking something here. It smells good. Okay, so I'm going to use my fingertips again just for me talking so much here. The alcohol, it evaporates quick. So look, the way to do this, okay, I'm going to grab her tissue. And I don't want her tissue to move. Okay, so we're going to stretch her tissue out so it's tight. You can't do this when the tissue's all loose. You got to do it like this tight. And then I'm going to use my fingertips. Let's turn this way. And you tell me if it hurts. Okay, you can see what I'm doing here, okay? And you can see where my fingers were right here, okay? It's just coming out some blacks and stuff, just a little bit, okay? But her skin pores, I want to get purple. Just feel that one spot I just did. I didn't even do anything yet. Okay? It's super smooth in that one spot. Remember, we're going like this and we're pushing out the pore pus. Not just doing her skin. I want to get the skin not clean. Do that a different way too. But this is the way you really want to clean your skin. You put your hands on here, okay, get it soft, and then you pull the skin back and you really dig. And like she had spray paint over her whole body. Okay? And you can see she's got a little bit of yellow here. We're going to wipe that right off. And you want to try to make sure all the time that the skin is as tight as you can get it. And so if you were thinking, because you can't see my hand, I'm scraping her like this with my fingertips, really using my tips. Okay? Perfect. And you can see, look how yellow and green it is in here now. Okay, now you can see it really good. Okay, purple. That's the way we want to. What are we going to wipe off? Yellow, green. You couldn't see it in the beginning though, but once you wipe it off, you go, I see it. So let's do under the armpit like this. And again, anytime your armpits have stench to them, wash them off. Put coconut oil on. Put a little clove oil on if you'd like. Okay? You can put on any essential oil you want. So on the armpits, the same thing. And you want to make sure that there's not any bumps or lumps so you can do yourself with your own palpation there. But this is one of the best ways, too, to be able to feel what's underneath your tissues, because you'll find out some people have tumors underneath their tissues called lipomas. And you'll be able to feel them. You can see I'm pushing hard enough to be able to, I want to wipe off that yellow stuff. Okay? Like that. I want to make it so it's purple.
It is.
Okay? I'm going to do a little bit more. And remember, when I'm doing this, I'm doing it pretty aggressive. Almost, you can see how yellow it is right there?
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to wipe it off. And you can see where you miss really easy. So it takes like 20, 30 minutes sometimes to clean your body. Okay, look, fingers. Look at how yellow the hand is
Yeah,
much.
you can see
And you get in between the webs and you get the fingers. Okay, really scrub every piece. Okay? In between the webs of the fingers. Now this is where mold, this is, you're trying to really give yourself the cleanest cleaning. Do the same with your toes. Okay? Really, and I'm using my fingertips on the top of your hand, but I'm stretching the skin. There we go. Purple, red. You can see, look, I missed right there.
Yeah.
Right there, look at the little stripe right there. Okay, so you go back. And you're sort of rubbing it pretty darn hard. You can look at the marks I'm giving her skin.
Yeah.
I'm making marks just by doing the scrubbing. Sort of like doing washing. Okay? So this is pretty good. Now, I'm going to show you one more technique, okay? But actually, you know what? On part 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the different techniques with the tools. What I want to do is just, this is what you do on your whole body, okay? Now, if you're doing the face, okay? You want to try that?
You're here.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, and the reason being, because she's got yellow here. So let's wipe that up. Look at how yellow her neck is right here. I just want to show you a couple spots, because you got to take your clothes off, you have to look in the mirror. And you have to really look and see. And you do one spot, and you go, okay, there's my color. Then you can go ahead and use that blotch to go ahead and make it so that it all matches one spot. Okay, and the face, okay, you can use the alcohol straight. You can't
You
use
gotta
it.
shout.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You can't use it straight on your face, or what you can do is dilute it. Okay. The first time you use it, I would use it straight. Okay. Just because once your face gets good, like I did mine this morning, I haven't done mine in a while. Okay, the alcohol, it may get your face a little wrinkly and dry just for a day or two. Okay, but the secret is immediately when you're done, what do? Lubricate. Immediately. If not, the alcohol will dry it out.
Yeah, but I cannot put any oil on my face.
What?
100% of the time it gives me.
It's because what lives underneath your skin don't like it. Okay, so then tell us.
When I put gel, I'm fine. So, gel, but
Coconut oil is antibiotic. It's the best oil to put on you is cacao butter on your face and coconut oil with the minerals and the silica. And it's all disinfectant. Okay, it's the best. And if your skin has problems with this, it's not because you're allergic to it. That's all BS. It's what lives inside you doesn't like these nutrients. Because this is not poisonous. This is not. It's the best of the best of the best stuff to put on your skin. It just, if it gives you a problem, it just means that you have a problem. And in time, okay, it's just like the foods. You're going to have certain foods right now that are good for you, you know it. And your body's going to say, I don't like this. So what? You know that it's good for you. And in time, you're going to love it. You have to retrain your gut wall flora to eat these foods. After 30 days, they will eat them. Okay? They'll be efficient at eating the foods and processing them in about 3 months. 6 months or so, then your body will say, this is all I want to eat. So if you can handle 6 months, okay? It's very easy. So, do
this one for the face.
Yeah.
Just another one.
Yeah. Okay, so I like to use towels too that have
Roughness.
a little more roughness to them, okay? Just because it's a little more abrasive. But you can use the other one, the other towels, but they're not as good. I like these because you're really trying to stimulate the skin, remember, to want to regrow. So the best way also, you can use this alcohol, you just have to wash your eyes, and you want to soak your whole hair. Okay, this kills everything that lives in your pores. And then you do the same thing. You scrub really hard with the rag, okay? You're trying to go ahead and push everything inside your skull. You can even put this into your ears, dilute it down with silica or water, and put it in there and let it sit in there. The alcohol membrane sanitizes. It wipes a lot of things out, okay? So, one guy was asking me, he says, can you do that in your sinuses? No, you don't put alcohol in your sinuses. No. Remember, if you put this vapor into your lungs, you won't be able to breathe. So you don't play around with it. Okay, and the whole deal with doing this is you want to make sure that the ingredients are mixed really good. And then the only thing she has to worry about is getting this in her eyes. And if it does, so what? It's not going to hurt you. It's just going to sort of clean it a little bit.
So I'll close my eyes.
Oh, no, just keep them closed. And it's close to the camp over here. Okay, lean your head back more. And all I'm going to do first is I'm just going to put a little bit, put it on her eyes here, and you're going to just give it a coating. Right now. Just and her skin's really good on her face, okay? Her skin's a little thick up here, which is easy to break down. She doesn't have hardly any wrinkles or anything. So if she had wrinkles, then you'd want to use the protocols to be able to dissolve wrinkles. Show that on Earther Academy. It's just something that you have to consistently follow the protocols, and in about 6 weeks or so, you see what happens. Okay, so what you do is just put it on just like everywhere you put it on your body. Put it on first, let it sort of soak in for a second. Remember, the alcohol is the best way to clean your sink, isn't it? To what? To oil. Better than soap. Okay? Alcohol really breaks down oils, and it goes in and not only cleans, but it sanitizes. Okay, so now on the face, first thing we're going to do is the neck, and the thing with the neck, same thing. You have to stretch the skin, and I want to make sure that I got a lot of lubrication here. Okay, and I'm going to use my fingertips again, and the way I'm going to do this is scrape pretty hard. I want to get it so it turns purple underneath the jaw, and at the same time, this is pushing her lymph tissue. This is moving a lot of stuff around. I'll do one side, and you're going to be able to see the difference. How beautiful and purple that is. You want to get down into the cracks right here, behind the head. And a lot of stuff doesn't want to come out of her skin. If I just did that, and I did my skin this morning, I'll show you what I'll just do mine. My pores are really open, okay? And poison wants to come out of mine easy if it's there. But in the beginning, it may take 10 or 20 times, just like in the sauna, before your skin actually opens up and wants to let out its garbage. But you can see me pushing hard. See the little red marks right here? Mm-hmm. That's going to tell me if I pushed on her with washing tools, she's going to bruise. And I don't see any bruises on you, so you're not,
No.
Oh, she got a few, okay? And that's not bad, but I'd like to see them in your arms and stuff. But you can see when I'm pushing on there, she gets nice little marks. That, feel how smooth that is there right now. Oh, it did. Okay, where's the bumps? I don't feel them anymore. Not the bumps in here. I'm talking about surface bumps. So the surface bumps get wiped off. They're simple. To soften this tissue, okay, like I said, part 2, ouch. Ouch. She's going to have to work on that. And we've done, just by doing hand manipulation, just by doing this, watching TV, take a couple shots of vodka, hurts. Go ahead if you got a license, smoke a little cannabis, doesn't matter, okay? Why? Is because these things actually relax and give yourself a sedative a little bit effect. And it makes it so actually it feels good to do this. But by itself, with your brain pretty clean, it's just pure torture. And what you do is you just soften it up at first like this, because she's not really ready to do what I'm going to show you on part 2. It's because she's going to bruise. You can see back here up tight down, it's like solid as a rock. Yeah. Okay, so, and this happens but in 2 weeks, that'll be super soft. You just have to break it down. It just breaks down a little at a time. And it feels pretty good when you massage it. It hurts while you're doing it. Okay? And of course, me manipulating the joints, listen.
Ah!
And this is to open up.
So it is good.
Well, if you do it right, this is what I did for many years. Is learn how to watch this. There's 8 little bones in the wrist. Relax your elbow. Okay. And one right here. Since we got her up here, we might as well give her the semi-treatment. Okay, bend your legs a little bit. Relax your shoulders. Relax your shoulders. Okay, pull your shoulder back. Pink, pink, on your shoulder. And this is just to stretch all this tissue out. And of course, you're not going to do that to your friend or anything, because you have to actually learn how to do this. But the fingers are easy to do. All you got to do is just learn how to pull straight up. See your hands?
Yeah, because I'll be uneven.
You just pull. No bending and cracking. You don't know what you're doing, guys. Okay, look, pull. Okay, look, pull. Just pull. No cracking down. No doing this. That jams the joints. Okay? That's it. And the wrist, you can go like this yourself. Break everything apart. You can bend your wrist down on the ground like it's like in yoga, back and forth. But, and then the elbow to the sideways here. Relax your elbow. Okay. And this is, an art to be able to manipulate people's joints. Relax your shoulders. Here. I want you to bend your legs, lean your head back a little bit, go out your shoulder. Blink. Okay, and me just working on this side's soft. Look at how tough this side is.
Yeah.
Okay, look, this side I've softened up already. And we didn't do much yet. I just did it with the hand, and I just went ahead and cleaned it, and I pushed back and forth by using the alcohol. Not just doing this. I'm digging in there, softening this whole area up there, but feel the difference. Ay, ay, ay. Look at the difference how soft that is. Look at the bumpy, lumpy. Okay? So remember, when you're done just cleaning, what do? You always re-lubricate. I'm going to put a little bit of coconut oil and a little magnesium. And I like to go ahead and actually stimulate the pores. I like to use a little bit of peppermint too. And peppermint works really good to be able to use as an anesthetic as you're doing this, because the peppermint makes it so it sort of like cuts off some of the feelings. So what you do is you spray it in your hands like this, you put a little soak, and you rub your hands really good like this until they get hot. And this activates the electrons. So when I put it on like this, you don't just put it on, you just sort of put it on a little bit everywhere. Okay. And then you, same thing, look, then I'm going to rub this in. I'm not just rubbing it in. Remember, this is a treatment. This is a treatment. And this is how you soften the easy part. This is the beginning. The tools we're going to show you, a little more advanced. Okay? Look at all the balls in it, you know? Put a spray, pick it up. You know?
Yeah.
It does. But it hurts at the same time. It hurts, but it feels so good. So what I'm doing here, look, I'm just squeezing this. And we're rubbing the oils in. Okay. And then sort of hold on, just get there. And then I'm going to do like the massage. And that's why it's sort of fun to have a companion for this one. You can do this yourself too. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Okay, so that's just one little arm. And that's doing the basic. Like I said, part 2, you can see the tools we're going to use. Oh, yes. Okay, so let's finish the little part of her neck right here. So you notice, okay, I didn't do anything over here. Look how green that is. Okay, let's turn this way. Red, you see the little red marks here? Okay, but I didn't push too hard because the skin on the face, and it's good to go ahead and you can zoom that thing in there pretty good too. Okay, so on the forehead, what we're going to do, turn towards me, is I'm going to pull her hair back like this because I want to stretch the skin in the forehead. You don't want to have any skin at all, so it's not tight. Okay, I'm going to pull her skin down here. And I'm going to use my finger and sort of jam in here. We're trying to squeeze out her mustache. Okay, and then her nose. Watch, we're going to pinch the nose like this. And you're trying to push out as much pore pus as you can. Okay, because the face, remember, anybody that has any problems with anything, most women are allergic to their face by anything because they put so much makeup on before. And they got so much toxicity from perfumes, from all this stuff. Now they have to use this stuff that is whatever, which type it is because all the good stuff their skin doesn't like. Second protocol, the next layer was what? Third protocol, muscle. So, one part more on the face. And the first time you do the face, you have to do one. And see how it's going to turn out. Get around her eyes. Hairlines live in the eyebrows. So they fall. A lot of women lose their hair too. A lot of men lose their hair because of the yourself back with better. Okay. Alcohol really breaks down oils, and it goes in and not only cleans, but it sanitizes. So now on the face, first thing we're going to do is the neck, and the thing with the neck, same thing. You have to stretch the skin, and I want to make sure that I got a lot of lubrication here. Okay. And I'm going to use my fingertips again, and the way I'm going to do this is hard. I get it so it turns purple underneath the jaw. And at the same time, this is pushing her lymph tissue. This is moving a lot of stuff around. From one side, you're going to be able to see the difference. Beautiful and purple things. You want to get down to the cracks right here, behind my head. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't want to come out of her skin. If I just did that, I did my skin this morning. I'll show you what I'll just do mine. My pores are really open. Okay? And poison wants to come out of mine easy. It's there. And in the beginning, it may take 10 to 20 times, just like in the sauna, before your skin actually opens up and wants to let out its garbage. But you can see me pushing hard, see the little red marks right here? It's going to tell me if I pushed on her with washing tools, she's going to bruise. And I don't see any bruises on her, just so you know. Oh, she got a few. Okay? And that's not bad, but I'd like to see them in your arms and stuff. But you can see when I'm pushing on her, she gets nice little marks. That feels smooth right there right now. Oh, yeah. Hey, where's the bumps? I'm feeling it. Not the bumps in here. I'm talking about the surface bumps. So the surface bumps get wiped off. There's something. To soften this tissue, okay, like I said, part 2. Ouch. Ouch. She's going to have to work on that. And we've done, just by doing hand manipulation, just by doing this, watching TV, take a couple shots of vodka. It hurts. Go ahead if you got a license, smoke a little cannabis. Doesn't matter. Okay? Why? It's because these things actually relax and give yourself a sedative a little bit effect. And it makes it so actually feels good. But by itself, brain pretty clean, it's just pure torture. And what you do is you soften it up at first like this, because she's not really ready to do what I'm going to show you on part 2. Because she's going to bruise. You can see the back here feeling tight. That was as solid as a rock. Okay, so, and this happens in like 2 weeks. That'll be super soft. You just have to break it down. Just break it down a little at a time. And it's pretty good when you massage it. It's like feeling it. Okay. And of course, me manipulating the joints. This is to open up. Well, you're right. This is what I did for many years. Is to learn how to watch a little bone through the wrist. Watch your elbow. And one right here. Since we got her up here, we might as well give her the semi-treatment. Bend your legs, relax your shoulders. Relax your shoulders once. Okay, pull your shoulder down. Okay, your shoulder. This is just to stretch all this tissue out. And of course, you're not going to do that to your friend or anything, because you have to actually learn how to do this. But the fingers are easy to do. All you got to do is just learn how to pull straight up. Just pull. No bending and cracking. You don't know what you're doing, guys. Okay, look, pull. Okay, look, pull. Just pull. Don't crack it down. Don't do it with this. You have jams the joints. Okay? That's it. On the wrist, pull like this yourself. Just put your finger apart. Bend your wrist down on the ground like it's like a yoga back and forth. And then the elbow to the side. That's it. Relax your elbow. And this is, you know, an art to be able to manipulate people's joints. Relax your shoulders. Once you bend your legs, lean your head down a little bit. Relax your shoulders. Well, and me, just working on this side soft. Look at how tough this side is. Okay, look, this side I've softened up already. And we didn't do much yet. I just did it with the hand, and I just went ahead and cleaned it. I pushed back and forth by using the alcohol. Not just doing this. I'm digging in there, softening this whole area up there. But feel the difference. Ay, ay, ay. Look at the difference how soft that is. Lumpy. Lumpy. Okay. So, remember, when you're done just cleaning, what do? You always re-lubricate. I'm just going to put a little bit actually to stimulate the pores, I like to use a little bit of peppermint too. And peppermint works really good to be able to use as an anesthetic as you're doing this, because the peppermint makes it so it sort of like cuts off some of the feelings. So what you do is you spray it in your hands like this, you put a little soap in it, and you rub your hands really good like this until they get hot. And this activates the electrons. So when I put it on like this, I just not just put it on, just sort of put it on a little bit everywhere. And then you do the same thing. Look, and I'm going to rub this in. I'm not just rubbing it in. This is a treatment. This is a treatment. And this is how you soften the easy part is the beginning. Tools we're going to show you a little more advanced. Okay? Put all the balls in the middle. Let's straighten it up.
Yep.
But it hurts at the same time. It hurts, but it feels good. So what I'm doing is I'm just squeezing this. And we're rubbing the oils in. And then I'm going to do like sort of like a massage. And that's why it's sort of fun to have a companion. So you can do this yourself too. Just like that. Okay, so that's just one little arm. And that's doing the basic. Like I said, part two. These are the tools we're going to use. Oh, yes. Okay, so let's finish the little part of her neck. So on the forehead, what we're going to do is I'm going to
Yeah. Shit.
Hey, this is Southern Purple One. Some information. First of all, my son has returned from the border of Russia. This was his third tour. He was there to counter the Russian aggression in the area. Also, he's prepared for nuclear war. I don't know what's wrong with our government. I don't know why we're paying these there. Yes, Russia is going to Crimea, but we are definitely looking for trouble over there. And this is firsthand from my son. There's no question, Jim. My firsthand knowledge behind the scenes, what I have gathered from people, I won't tell you the sources. We are preparing for nuclear war. I think we would absorb a first strike without a shadow of a doubt with our president in there, and I think he would roll over quickly. So you need to be prepared. One topic that is very hard to understand is nuclear weapons, nuclear war. People take the attitude, oh, you can't survive. I don't want.
someone was in position to snap this picture of one of the worst airline disasters in history as Pacific Southwest Airlines Flight 182 collided in midair with another aircraft, a tiny Cessna 172. The crash killed 144 people in total, and it's the deadliest crash in the state of California's history. Up until the 9/11 attacks, it was the deadliest air crash in American history. Number 7. Notorious B.I.G. This photo, taken on March 9, 1997, shows the rapper Notorious B.I.G. and his friend Puff Daddy at a record industry party. Minutes later, as B.I.G. left the party and was stopped at a red light in his GMC Suburban, he was shot 4 times by an unknown assailant in a drive-by shooting. He would not live to see the morning. To this day, the murder has not been solved. Number 8. 1961 U.S. figure skating team. Here we see the 1961 U.S. figure skating team posing for a picture, just as they're about to take off and head to Belgium for the World Championships. They made it across the Atlantic, but when they reached Belgium, conditions were icy, and their plane crashed upon landing. All of them lost their lives. Only the plane had ice skates. Number 9. Hot air balloon picture. On January 7, 2012, none of the 11 people on board this sightseeing balloon probably thought they were going to die. They had just been up in the air exploring the beautiful scenery around Carnarvon, New Zealand. But as their balloon attempted to land, it connected with high-voltage power lines, causing it to catch fire and kill everyone on board. Later analysis of the pilot showed he may have been using marijuana at the time. Number 10. Ian Curtis picture. Ian Curtis, the frontman of post-punk band Joy Division, is shown here with his infant daughter Natalie in May 1980, just days before he committed suicide. As evidenced by his bleak lyrical imagery, Curtis suffered from depression as well as epilepsy. His daughter Natalie is now a photographer. Number 11. Halle family. July 17, 2014 promised to be an exciting day as the Halle family pictured here were going to Kuala Lumpur on vacation. Their plane, Malaysia Airlines Flight 17, never made it, as its flight path happened to cross overhead of a battle happening between Ukrainian troops and pro-Russian insurgents. The insurgents fired a ground-surface-to-air missile at the plane, killing over 298 people on board nearly instantly. Number 12. Johnny Cash. This was Johnny Cash's final performance in September 2003. Up until his death, he was still playing shows and had just finished recording his last album. He died from diabetic complications. Number 13. Titanic. Everybody knows about the sinking of the Titanic, which killed around 1,500 passengers. But seeing a photo like this, taken as it was leaving the Irish port of Cumberland, brings it back fresh to our minds. This was a supposedly unsinkable ship, though icebergs don't normally pay attention when people say things like that. Number 14. William Becker. William D. Becker, St. Louis's popular mayor, is shown in this photograph with several other notable residents of the city. The glider they were in, the Windows DG-4, was being shown off by its manufacturer at the St. Louis airport. As soon as the glider was released from its towing cable, one of its wings snapped off, sending it over 1,500 feet to the ground. Everybody on board died, and St. Louis hasn't been the same since. Number 15. Robert Overlacker. Daredevil Robert Overlacker was trying to draw attention to the plight of the homeless by jumping over Niagara Falls in a jet ski and parachuting to safety. He managed the jump, as you can see here, but he didn't manage to open the parachute on time. Number 16. Robin Williams. This technical employee was so excited to see one of her favorite movie stars, Robin Williams, on the night of August 11, 2014, that she had one of her other friends snap a picture of her with him. Unfortunately, that was the night much businessman Joe Kelly loved his two sons. Unfortunately, he was killed the next day in the 9/11 attacks. Number 18. Air France Flight 4590. This picture taken of the ill-fated Concorde as it took off in July 2000 shows the explosion that would send it rocketing into a nearby hotel. 113 people would die in this crash, including all who were on board. Number 19. James Dean. American icon James Dean was no stranger to fast cars. He loved them. This picture shows him filling up the tank of the Porsche that he would die inside of later that day as he crashed. Number 20. George Mallory and Andrew Irvine. In 1924, Mount Everest had still not been scaled, and climbing partners George Mallory and Andrew Irvine planned to be the first ones to do it. They failed. This picture was taken of them at their base camp on the day they went missing. Number 21. Adolf Hitler. Probably one of the most hated men in history. Adolf Hitler was the leader of the Nazi Party in Germany and responsible for the deaths of millions of people. This final and rare photograph was taken of Hitler not long before he and his new wife, Eva Braun, took their own lives a day after they were married. Hitler was not willing to risk falling into the hands of his enemies. Number 22. J.R.R. Tolkien. Author of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Hobbit, and other fantasy works of literature, many of which have become quite successful movies, died in 1973 at the age of 81. This picture of Tolkien was taken just shortly before he passed away. Number 23. Richard Milhous Nixon. He was America's 37th president, and the only president to resign from the office. The former president was photographed attending the wedding of a longtime friend not long before he died in April of 1994. He was 81 at the time of his death and died a year after his wife Pat. Number 24. Archduke Franz Ferdinand. He and his wife Sophie, who was the Duchess of Hohenberg, had accepted an invitation to visit the capital of Bosnia, Sarajevo, in 1914. As the couple were making their way with the 6-car motorcade, a final picture was taken as Ferdinand and his wife were warmly welcomed by citizens on the side of the road. Later that evening, he and his wife were assassinated when en route back to the palace. The death of Ferdinand and his wife Sophie was what spurred the beginning of World War I. Number 25. Vladimir Lenin. The final photograph taken of Vladimir Lenin was taken shortly before captured Sunday with a firearm and ammunition in a windshield cover. She additionally sent a Snapchat photograph demonstrating her grinning at the camera while her sweetheart, Rafael Gonzalez, has a firearm behind her. That night, 21-year-old was discovered dead in her home. Number 30. Silvia Ignatova. This girl took a selfie from a bridge 28 feet off the ground to impress her friends. The 17-year-old Russian girl lost her balance and fell on a cable, which tragically electrocuted her. Subscribe for more. Maximums presents tragic death at a Disney theme park. Number 1. A woman drowns in the moat at Cinderella's castle. In
sorry, I'm not available right now.
But cause her injuries, but they settled out of court anyway. Number 4. Houston chemist member falls from a platform on the Franklin Water Road.
You still on the phone with Grant?
Oh no, I've been off a long, long time ago.
Did you want to diagnose me with epilepsy?
No, but Dad says you got your vote through for your voting. You can vote now.
That's not until next month, Mom.
I know, but I'm saying you're registered now.
We still have to give little kids heart attacks on Halloween.
Yeah, but you are registered now.
What?
You're registered now.
So we're gonna go together?
To get your... Talk to me, here's sentences. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
We're gonna go to cast our votes in together.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All
No,
right.
I'm not on the phone to Grant.
You want to go to the hair salon?
To get this skull cap thing?
Yeah, I mean it'll probably be cheaper than a. It'd probably be like $30 for one of Dick's for a skull cap. But yeah, I think I'd actually be able to get like a nice one or a fashionable one.
At Dick's.
Nah, at the hair salon.
Well, I mean, the hair salon, it's Sally Hansen, so it's just kind of, you can check Dick's out as well.
Well, do you just want me to drive? Can you drive in the car with me so I know where to go, so I can find the salon? Because I know there's not one in Ashburn.
Okay, well, it's 10:30. It's 10:05, 25 minutes.
10-4.
check on what the sun's doing that day. Okay? Check and see spaceweather.com and check and see if the sun has a magnetic storm, as it does right now. So you want to never stare at the sun also. Just because the sun is good for you, don't stare at it. It's too powerful right now. It's in solar maximum. But one of the most beneficial things you can do to reset yourself, okay, electromagnetically, and stimulate yourself so the sun's power is to lay out the sun. Not just getting a little sun in your chest, but actually getting it on your genitals. Okay? This will be the best thing you'll ever do. Like I said, it's the best simple vacation that you could ever want to do, and you want to do this at least once a week. I try to do it 2 or 3 times a week. Okay, there you go. Tip of the day. Get out in the sun and revalidate yourself. Okay. Bye-bye. Reminder, all the information that I give is for informational purposes only. Now, nobody intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Friendship Products, Dr. Robert Casdon, or other partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented herein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral deficient foods, drugs, or medicines, which can lead you to a plethora of health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved in the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or those given by Radio Talk Show or therein. You ever hear the song stuck in your head and you just can't think of these things? What happens to me all the time? And you know what I do about it? I call my cousin Jerry. His brain is like a textbook of music. Yep, he knows them all. The birds, baby alphabet. Why not offer my cousin Jerry services to everyone? So I called my guys down to Costa Rica. They're going to let me customize my site, website address, and give me a new email. Record yourself singing it and submit it to bama.com. Whatever you're looking at, you can go to bama.com today. Oh, that's so feel fun. We're going to continue our talks on lecture series that we want to get into called fasting. And fasting, remember, can be anything you want to fast from. The most best, aggressive, but then again, the most integrated way to fast is to be able to block fast. Block fasting, of course, is going in a series of days, weeks to 3. And block fasting is one of the best ways to be able to actually disconnect yourself from addictions that everybody has. Because most people think they don't have addictions, but you have many. I have many. I still do. We all have addictions. Remember, addictions aren't all bad. Some addictions are good. So, like addiction of taking care of yourself, addictions of nourishing things, addictions of just feeling in love with everything. Okay, those are good addictions. Thoughts that we have, why we do what we do, is a big question within ourselves. Remember, fasting is going to disconnect you from your addictions, and most of your addictions are caused by parasites. So that's Christian grasp. That when you understand the power of parasites, the power. So fasting now, what you're going to do is what I've done, what I try to share with you, what to recommend to do. Remember, it can be done a variety of different ways, but just to start to do a graduation of a 1-day fast is a big milestone. So once you do that, then you can find actually more integrated with the true purpose and necessity of fasting. The concept of working is on here because it's not, you can't get the tires. So positive items really grab my throat. And that's another, of course, movie trap. And trying to clean up your physiology, your habits to make sure that you understand a lot of the toxicities where they're coming in. But so fasting, what it does is it removes a lot of toxicity, so don't put it back in. So part of the awareness of lifestyle is to be able to navigate where you need to go and where you should go based on the amount of knowledge and practice that you bring into your work. Because you can get knowledge, but if you're not actually practicing it, then you're not getting anything. Okay, so wisdom comes from practice. that's usually because it's becoming toxic or because what lives inside us, which are the parasites inside us, they also control the areas that they live in. Remember, when you fast, what you're going to do is you're going to start cutting off the supply of fuel creatures that live in the body, all creatures, everything, even you. So your body's smart enough to be able to feed upon itself, but the creatures inside them, well, they're not going to get fed. Okay, at least for a short period of time, and you're going to feel their schism. Okay, you're going to feel depressed, you're going to feel hollow, you're going to feel empty, you're going to feel frustrated, maybe disappointed, or little problems may turn into big problems. Okay? Why? Because the energy fields that are in your body with you, the parasites, if they're not getting fed, then you are feeling that frustration. You need to know that. Okay? Don't give in. After doing the fasting and breaking the spell of the parasites that control many of our thoughts, feelings, actions, desires, this is the best way and the only way I have found to be able to disconnect the parasites mind control that everybody has. And as good as these parasites are, remember, you will never know that this is happening to you until you disconnect yourself from these layers of control. You will never know that you are under control. And you will never know that. Ever. It's a seamless system that you'll never be able to feel. It's invisible. Once you disconnect and go through the disillusion, okay, break down of the connection that the parasite has on us, me, everybody, dependent on their connection on fuel that they need to be able to keep their energy field in a certain layer and to keep your energy field in a certain layer. So when you fast, what you're doing is you're cutting off their fuel supply. Your fuel supply doesn't get cut off, it switches over to heating itself. Okay? Anything that's available will be used for energy. And of course, fasting doesn't mean that you're going to not have any liquids. You're going to flood your body with liquids. I'm drinking this liquid right now. This is a Common liquid, and this is what I call a immunity booster. And my drink has MSM, it has liquid minerals, magnesium, selenium, distilled water, big spoon of common, hibiscus flower bottle, and this is a beautiful drink. I just put it on YouTube, looked up Dr. Russell Star, immune booster, common. And this is something really good, again, to add to your liquids. There's no sugar in here. I put a few drops of stevia to make it taste better. Remember, you can do fast other than just doing it with just water. And that's what I want to get into. As long as you can break 1 day's worth of just really being true to yourself. You can say to yourself the night before that you're going to go 24 hours without whatever you're going to do. Except without food, without meat, without sodas, without smoking, without doing something. But I want you to, to make yourself a promise that you're going to be able to do this. And how you beat
All right.
your addiction.
Give me 5 minutes.
Remember, cigarettes, when you feed them, they feed on tobacco, which is the nicotine. You're feeling their desire to feed. And when you fast, and when you eat, the feel to feed, then you drink your liquids. Okay? Dry liquids. If you're just doing a water fast, then I would suggest doing it with distilled water. Works the best. And if you're going to start fast, you want to start it on the new moon, not the full moon. The full moon, the parasites have the most power. That's why most people have a lot of addictions more than any other time of the month when the moon is at its full cycle, when it's at its full power. Parasites
sites have their full power on the full moon. You have your most power on the new moon, so this is the time to be able to do fast. This is the time to be able to change things you want to change in your world that you don't like about your world. Do them on the new moon. And get that concept in your head one more time. It's real simple. Remember, full moon is, remember when all the crazies come out. If you work in the emergency hospital, if you work in the fire department, you notice that full moon comes around. Nobody wants to work that shift because it's going to be a full-time shift. I know I used to work in the emergency hospital for several years. So, the full moon makes all the undesirables, the organs inside your body have the power that now they have over you. They live in dysfunction, they live in doubt, they live in strength, they live in adventure, they all live in adrenaline. This speeds at this time when the full moon is out. It is true. Your willpower is to be able to disconnect your parasites that live inside you slowly, just like they went ahead and actually cleaned up inside you. Learn the protocols, okay, a little bit at a time. Learn the skin cleaning protocols. Why? Because you want to get off millions of pathogens off your skin. You'll be able to pass toxicity through your skin. You'll be able to put the correct lubricants and protectants on your skin. And you start to move around the lymph. And your body will start to actually be more conductive. More conductivity means that you'll feel better. Because the fasting is basically putting in less toxicity. And opening up your skin is letting out toxicity.